All right, I want to talk about aliens. The government has always denied the existence of aliens until not too long ago. Now they're coming out. They're saying they're real. All these pilots are coming out saying they've seen them, and you got all these TV shows, movies, and it's booming. And aliens are demons. You know, the first thing that ever woke me up to this was the movie called The Fourth Kind. And in that movie, they would show like the real life events right next to the movie ones, and they'll show them side by side, and you can see them. And then, so in that movie, um, people would see an owl, and then they couldn't remember after that. And every time they tried to do that, things would happen. Um, and then, who do they worship at Bohemian Grove? A giant owl. You know what is owl? Knowledge and all that stuff. And then, and then you get into the Egyptians worshipped a frog god, and he was a symbol of fertility. And then you go into Pan, half a goat, half man. Again, fertility. So you start seeing all these things over and just over again. You know what does Jesus do? He says the goats on one side, the sheep on one side. The goats are evil. He's gonna send them to hell. The Baphomet, goat again. And then you got they say greatest of all time, goat. What does that have to do with pride? Satan, what Satan fall with? And then you get into Revelation 16:13. And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of God Almighty. So they looked like the spirits came out of them. They came out of their mouth, and they looked like frogs. And that's why God sent the plagues of frogs to the Egyptians, because they were worshiping a false god. Then you see, I had a dream, and it wasn't, even though it was a dream, it's more spiritual. But anyway, I was listening to Jenny Weaver's worship music, and while in that dream, I'm coughing up, and I already knew a demon was coming out. It's like you just knew a demon was coming out. That happened twice to me. And you see this with and I was watching a Perry Stone. He was talking about this, how a demon came out of somebody. He sees something black come out, and that's how like demons come out through the mouth. That's why I don't know. I was watching, who's the other one? David Prince. I don't know his name. There's another pastor who, I don't know. I seen them. He was casting out a bunch of demons, and they always like cough up, and they start doing coughing up and all that. Okay. So you see it all like comes together, and then Baal, what was Baal? Bull, which is stand for Satan. I don't know if y'all noticed, Satan was a cherubim. He has like four faces, they said, and Bull is one. Shiva, the Hindu god, has to do with serpents. There's an elephant one. And you see all this, and it's all demons. It's all demons. Just have anything with human, it's all demons. Now, I don't know, like I remember somebody went to hell, and he's seen all these different like creatures all together and mixed in, and all this stuff. And what else, like Spider-Man, you seen that with the half, you ever seen that with the half scorpion and the half reptile and all these things. I don't know if it was because of genetic mutation that they became that way, or God created them that way. God created these angels that look like frogs, and then He created frogs or something like that. I don't know, because you see it in Revelations, where He talks about the beast, and He says they look like a lion. They look like they look like things. So I don't know. I don't really know, but it's interesting how all these things always goes back to demons, and it goes back to fertility, always goes back to sex, and then all these religions worshiping false gods. It even goes back to them. All those things worship false gods. The Muslims worship Allah, and if you don't submit to him, they're supposed to kill you. And that's exactly what the Antichrist does at the last days. You don't worship him, he kills you. So you see all this stuff. It always goes back to Satan. It always goes back to Satan and demons and all these things. I don't know. I watched a few things of UFOs where a light would just come and then it would just disappear and this and that. And then, you know, I don't like, people think like it's speeding out and this and that, but it's really not. It's just like they're coming in through portals and coming out. And you see like orbs. I don't know if you've seen that before and stuff like that. They're able to shapeshift. Now these, I had a bunch of dreams with demons. You know, I seen them. There was one where there was a kid and he was like attacking me. I seen one as a black cat. I seen one as, you know, people, a black lady. There was one where I seen like there were like 7 of them or 6 of them. I can't remember. Like teenage, white, young. So I seen them like all different, but they're always demons. You can always feel them. You know, so they shapeshift. Now we're gonna get into the ghost. I don't know if you know this. All ghosts are also demons. You know, all these familiar spirits. You know, when you see a medium talking to a spirit, and then they talk to other people about, you know, the dead, asking them questions and this and that. But they're really just talking to other demons. And these demons, they watch you. You know, they call them watchers. And they do watch you, and they're very smart, so they remember everything, and they know about you, and so they're able to tell these other people about them, and they think they're talking to them. They're just talking to other demons. And then I remember, you know, Marvel, they have an alien race. They're giants, so Nephilim, and they watch people. But in Marvel, they don't interfere. In real life, all they do is interfere. They're trying to send you to hell. So it's interesting, man, how like everything is just connected. You see it everywhere. It's like everywhere, man. So, and then I used to watch a bunch of like I used to watch all that scary stuff and, you know, the ghost hunters and this and that. And I remember, you know, a few times where, you know, the parents or the kids would like talk to something, and it would be like it will start off as a little kid, and then they'll find out, oh, later it was really a grown man. Like, they don't never say demons, or sometimes they would, but, you know, because they don't know. But it was always demons. It's always demons. You know, you got you know, Casper the Friendly Ghost. You know, they want you to talk to. As soon as you talk to those demons, you just gave them in. That's why you don't mess with Ouija boards. That's what the Bible tells you not to mess with psychics and all these things. Because as soon as you mess with them, you just gave them in, and they are annoying. They torment you. Very, very evil. And then the ghosts are always evil. I mean, you know, I never heard of, you know, I remember watching one where they'll talk about God or Jesus like that, and they got mad, and they'll get like violent and this and that. And they're always evil. I never seen one where it was just a friendly ghost, really, or just someone like, hey, this ghost, he kind of messes over here, this and that. It's like they always try to interfere with the people, and as soon as you go into it, they keep bothering them. Then you go into so ghosts possess people, aliens possess people, and demons possess people, because they're all the same things. And, you know, I was watching Jupiter Ascending, and I will try to get the video and put in the link. There's a part in there where the lady's possessed, and her eyes are full black. And then, I can't remember what happens, but so she gets unpossessed, and what comes out of her? 3 different little aliens. And then, so I don't know if you guys know about that, with the eyes being full black and white. And I don't know if I used to watch scary movies, but if you watch those, like you watch especially ghost ones where these things have full black eyes, full white eyes, and then that all goes back to possession. Like when you ever see the eyes full red or full something, it always goes back to possession, or they're full of rage, they can't control themselves. It's like, and that's also possession. They can't control themselves. They're so angry. It all goes back really to demons. And it's so interesting how everything with entertainment, all these things, you know, I watch anime and I watch things from different countries and all these things, and it always goes back to like those eyes represent possession. And it's funny how they all know all this stuff, you know. Okay, So then I looked up I was trying to I looked up something, and I found a site that talks about list of, if you don't want to get abducted, these are the 5 things don't do, or something like that. And I'll put that link if you want to read that. So it's interesting. So anyway, they talk about sleep paralysis, how people would see ghosts or aliens. Ah, look at that. Again, you see them both together. And I used to get sleep paralysis, and it's not what they say it is. You know, they always try to explain it away with science and this and that. It's like, no, I knew that junk was like demons, and everybody who said it they know it's demons. Like a lot of Christians know. Like I used to like, it felt like something was choking me, and it happened for a month and then just stopped. So if it was just, and nothing changed, it wasn't like it changed. It happened to me like 2 months. Like it happened a month, stopped for a long time, and then it came back, and boom, it happened again, and it stopped again. Now I never really get it. Now I get it, and more spiritual sometimes, where I don't, like when you're sleeping is way different. It's like you feel the same thing, but it's like you feel the demons in front of you. They're way more. You feel the evil now. So it's interesting how the spiritual and the sleep paralysis are kind of the same thing. Because when I met those demons, there were times where I couldn't talk or move, and it's just like you just feel them. And then there was one time I remember I'm just laying in my bed, and in the dream I was just doing the same thing, and I couldn't even see in front of me, but I just felt an evil. And I don't know if it was one or it was a bunch of them, but I know they kept saying Jeebus. And every time they said it, boom, I got a chill through my spine. I said Jesus one time, so they said it 3 times, and then I was finally let loose, and I just said Jesus. Boom, they all ran. Which that also goes back to, I heard of people who they're about to get abducted. So this is what I was trying to search, and I ended up on that website. It was pretty cool. But anyway, so people who they're trying to get abducted, they call out Jesus, the demon, the aliens run away. So you see the parallels, man. It's just like it's all connected. I was watching something about some guy who was into all that. He was into the new age, and he searched all that and this and that. And he was talking about the aliens, and he said, what they don't tell you is that, like, what's that show? Oh, it just came out about aliens. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, he talks about how they never tell you about how they always want sacrifice. They always want sacrifice. What these false gods always want sacrifice. What does Allah want? He wants you to kill the Christians and the Jews, God's chosen people. What does Baal? Sacrifice the children. Look at the abortions. Look how everybody fights for those abortion rights. Those are not your rights. You don't got no right to kill nobody. But everybody, look how all the evil people are uniting. Look at all the parades, and then look at all these companies coming together, and look at Netflix, and all of them want these abortion. Why do they want abortion? Because they want that child sacrifice for the god Satan. They want they're evil as hell, man. Cause that don't make no sense. Why would a company ever get into that? They keep talking about women rights. That you don't got a right to kill nothing. Second of all, that hurts women. So that don't make no sense. You're lying. See, man. Oh man, don't get me started on that. Okay. And then it's interesting. One of the other ones was they believe in New Age beliefs, and I believe like. I already said it. You can't talk to these things. I remember watching somebody was talking about that. How some guy said, he just said out loud, have sex with me or something like that. And the demons took advantage of that, and they started tormenting him. So it's like, man, these people, like, you can't. That's why even watching things, even watching evil things allow demons in and stuff like that. That's why you gotta be careful what you watch. So then in the movie again, The Fourth Kind, there's part where the aliens speak. I don't know how they got it. They got the recorder. I can't remember. This was a long time ago I watched this movie. But anyway, I remember the alien, he spoke a very old language. They had to get some guy who, like, he was like only one who knew about the language because it's so old and nobody really cares about it. And so he translated and said something about that they're God. that they're God, and that's what they said. I'm God. They said something about them being gods. What do all these demons want? They want to be God. And then the lady said something about no, they're not gods, and she talked about how evil they were. And again, you ever felt those demons? They feel so evil, man. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like it engulfs you. You feel it all around you. It paralyzes you. I used to watch Naruto, and there's a part in there where somebody's trying to ambush. I forgot who it was, but anyway, they try to ambush them, and he comes out. He tries to kill them, and he even says like you can't hide because your killing intent is so like he could feel you he could feel that you want to kill him so bad that you can't. He could feel you. And then another one is the good one is My Hero Academia. There's a part in there where they meet the main villain who has a messed up face, and all the kids like they get paralyzed and they can't move, and they're like, "What's going on?" That is what demons feel like. So it's interesting how you see it. I'm telling you, see it. So that's anime. That's Japan, and oh man, it's all connected. All connected. And then, so the whole reason I am bringing this up and talking about this is because a lot of people who have been talking about the rapture keep talking about aliens. They keep talking about aliens, like right after the aliens come, right after the aliens come. So, and I believe that you have to use a supernatural explanation to explain away a supernatural explanation, you know? So if all these people get raptured and disappear, they can't say all these people died or they they went on a trip or they left. They have to use a different explanation, which is they're going to say the aliens abducted them, you know. I, I remember somebody talking about how, the aliens could unite us to fight against them, so they could do the whole one world order and we could fight against the aliens, which I don't think that's going to happen, but hey, it's a possibility. I do believe that once the aliens come, people are going to fall for the lie, which is, and somebody was talking about this, and you see it in 2 Thessalonians 2:9. Even him whom's coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. So you see it. These people are going to have miracles, and I don't know if they're going to be demons or, just, I don't know. But they're going to have powers, they're going to have signs, and people are going to fall for the lie. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God should send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And I do believe that is one of the strong delusions, is that they're going to come, these aliens are going to come saying they seeded the world, and a lot of people are going to believe it. Why? Because they have pleasure and unrighteousness. Now, I do also believe that the strong delusion is also once saved, always saved. That's another strong one. And look at that. They're going to be damned because they didn't love the truth. And what happened? They have pleasure and unrighteousness. They wanted to keep doing their evil. I see this with the gay community. A lot of people, they say they're Christians and they're living in that style. And, it's okay. It's okay for me to be gay and keep doing that. And God will not accept that. He will not accept that. They believe the lie. So, like, from that verse, I came up with if you don't love the truth, you will fall for a lie. You have to love the truth. So, I came up with this video to give y'all a heads up. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I heard so many things, and it's just, man. But I keep hearing the alien one over and over again, so I feel like let me just get this out there. Hopefully this helps you guys. Don't be deceived.